Welcome everyone, and as you've just heard, the meeting is to be recorded, so I just wanted to alert you to that and let you know that the recording will be available on our website. Also, for tonight's proceedings, just before we begin, we thought it would be useful to say that if you've got questions as we go through this evening, if we use the chat function, we'll be able to pick those up, and that will allow us to talk through some of the initial slides. So please do use the chat function. So it's my great honour to welcome you all this evening to tonight's online event. I am delighted to be able to welcome you to the launch of the Help to Grow programme here at Norwich Business School. I'm Professor Olga Tregaskis and I'm head of Norwich Business School. So it allows me to start with really to introduce a little bit about the significance of the Help to programme to Norwich Business School. And then we will go on into introducing you to Dr. Tiago, Botelho, who will look at the contents of the programme, and hopefully that will answer some of the questions that you might have this evening. We're available for the next hour, but we're available for as long as you need us to address any of the questions that you might have. So as I say, I'm delighted to start this programme and to see us actually launch the Help to Grow programme from Norwich Business School. The Help to programme is a significant initiative for Norwich Business School because it reflects our core mission to provide excellence in management education that make and provide a difference both to the learners but to the communities that you serve. The growth out of our economic crisis that the UK finds itself in, along with many of the countries across the world, is going to be hard fought. I believe that the values and the know-how of the business community is central to making a success of what we have ahead. And we're very proud as a business school to be part of that solution. We know that quality education and training programmes work. They work to deliver growth and successful outcomes for the individuals and for wider society. But accessibility to quality provision has often been problematic. I don't know if you're aware of some of the statistics, but it's amazing. Throughout the UK, there's only around 20% of us as adults who engage in work-related training after compulsory education or after full-time education. That's an incredibly small figure. Yet as technology changes, as the values and the needs and the priorities of our working communities change, the demands on businesses and managers to shift ways of working and to address environmental and economic concerns increase. The demands on you increase. So what do we do? Do we muddle through? Or do we look to what we already know? Do we harness the power of the knowledge and the learning to enable us to move rapidly to insights that will help us transform ways of thinking about the problems that we face and give us the opportunity to use our professional networks, your professional networks, to address those problems? Business is often thought as competition, but in reality, I think it is more about cooperation. It's about creating thriving ecosystems, thriving businesses, reducing that supply chain and talent risk, and maximising the opportunities before us. The Help to Grow programme provides a quality educational space. Its provision can only be provided by university-based business schools who are themselves embedded in the business and management, academic and professional communities that they serve. In addition, the business schools must be accredited with the Small Business Charter. And this is a kite mark that recognises the depth and the quality of our relationships with small business communities. Norwich Business School holds both these accolades, but it is more than that. Norwich Business School is one of only 9 business schools out of 105 plus who hold both the highest quality in our ranking, assessments of our teaching quality, which is our TEF Gold ranking, and the highest quality in terms of its research, being a top 15 for its research excellence. And those are important because they recognize both the quality of the teaching that you will experience, plus the impact of the work that we do in our research and engagement with small businesses and the impact that it's had on communities. That sort of ranking puts us in the same league as London Business School, University College London, King's College London. And we have it on our doorstep. I believe all communities should have the access to high quality educational provision. And we're immensely proud that we can provide that here in this region. I very much hope that as we move forward and as you see the provision within the Help to Grow programme, that we can work together with the challenges that are going to be ahead. The Help to Grow programme has the opportunity of reaching over 150 business managers in our community. I think that that spread for quality education, that spread and linking together with our professional networks and your professional networks offers a huge opportunity for us ahead. So with that, I am actually delighted now to move into what does the programme look like? And I want to introduce you to Dr. Tiago, Botelho, who's going to tell you much more about the detail of the programme and how it will run. Thank you. Tiago.
Thank you very much, Olga, for the kind introduction. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that is present in this launch. It is really, really important for us to make it clear to you how the program works, what's the specification of the program, and why and the way we foresee the program being developed. As I mentioned, my name is Tiago. I'm an associate professor of business strategy, and I have a vast experience working with small businesses. We, as Professor Olga Tregaskis just mentioned, we as a business school, we focused on delivering quality education, and we have focused in the past on delivering training for entrepreneurs that wanted to launch their business with the Masters of Enterprise and Business Creation. And this was one of the starting lines of why we have been accredited with a small business charter, and which allowed us to deliver the Help to Grow. But what is Help to Grow management? So this is an executive development, leadership, and management course that is focused on helping businesses to grow. Okay, our current prime minister, when he was a chancellor of Chequers, he designed and launched this program with the aim to help businesses to develop their performance, their resilience, and long-term growth. So the idea that has been discussed, as much of you have seen in the newspapers about the possibility of growth and wanting to expand growth, which is the next idea with this program, was exactly to enable growth within companies, not entering the discussion about tax, but just enabling the capabilities of a company to grow. Okay, obviously enable participants to learn about responsible business practice by developing leadership and management skills, enhancing employee well-being, and enhancing this process, but also to allow companies to think within this possibility of growth. Can this growth occur through innovative business models? Are we happy with the products we have, but we want to change the way we actually do business? Are we able to retain and exploit the value that we create in a different way? Okay. And then the possibility could actually be the identification of key markets, possibility of going abroad, exporting, a possibility of actually, rather than thinking locally, as many businesses within Norfolk do, expanding their business nationwide. So this will definitely help. The program itself will help entrepreneurs to develop these competences. But and what's interesting about this program is actually is delivered by expert facilitators. The team that will be teaching this program within Norwich Business School we have a wide broad of subjects knowledge being covered, and all of us have engaged seriously with business, or by providing mentorship, or by engaging with them, by helping them to set up their business, or even just providing feedback on their business plans. So we are quite well capable team, full of knowledge specific. And this is the important part, is within all the spectrum that businesses will come through and go through the program, they will be developing an opportunity of developing a growth plan. And this growth plan, I will speak later on how the company, what's the target, what's the direction of growth. And this will enhance the capabilities of the company to grow. And once again, I want to mention this: to be able to deliver the Help to Grow management, business schools will have to be accredited by the Small Business Charter. And for this, we have been accredited at the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022. We got the accreditation, and this accreditation recognizes all the engagement we have with small businesses as a business school. So now we have explained what's the aims of the program. Now the following question is who is it for? So who are the target audience of the program itself? So the target audience is for business owners, leaders, or senior management for all business sectors that could meet the following criteria. And this is it is quite important that you keep this idea in mind, that we are looking at senior management, and I will go through the points of eligibility and highlight this. So first, the business must be set up in the UK, must be an SME set up in the UK, must employ between 5 and 249 people to be considered an SME, obviously, is the qualification that we find in the UK, but also not micro businesses cannot be part. Must have been operating for at least a year, and must not be a charity. And as you move along and you enroll within the program, you will find that you have to provide all this information, and we will then double check all the information and see if you are eligible to be part of the program or not. And who is the candidate to be part? Must be a chief executive, owner or founder, or member of the senior management team. Why? Because CAPS and this one wanted this to be the decision makers. The program to be designed in the sense that who will be making decisions within the company must be trained to be able to enhance the growth within the company, as they are the most likely ones to make decisions. Okay, you must have at least one direct report, and there must be a commitment to complete all the sessions within the course, all the 12 sessions within the course. Now, one thing that is also important to mention, and we have had several, more than several, quite a lot of registrations, and we have experienced situations where companies are on the borderline of being able to enroll more than one candidate. So companies can enroll more than one applicant within the same company, but they must be between 10 and 249. So any company that has less than between 5 and 9, they cannot enroll more than one candidate for our Help to Grow program. So we have gone through what the program is, who is it for. So what are the benefits of doing so? What will be the gains of doing so? As you are aware, as the name indicates, this is a program focused on growth. And this is exactly one of the key outputs of objective outputs of the program, is that each participant will develop a unique growth plan for the company that they are enrolled for. So this will be personally trained to the challenge that you face. And from my experience of teaching young entrepreneurs or even entrepreneurs that have been trading for a long period of time, is that each company faces their own dilemma. We know that companies are not homogeneous. The problems that I face, some of them are similar, some of them are quite different, and you will be able to tailor this to the challenge that you are facing. And much of this is to do with the fact that you will have tailored sessions most focused for you through the one-on-one mentoring support, but also by speaking within your peers. But we'll go through that in a bit of detail. So we, in this growth plan, will include an organized set of actions and a page to share with your employees. So by being a senior manager, by being one of the key decision makers within the organization, then you can communicate this information to other layers within the organization. So as I mentioned, you have one-on-one mentor support. You have 10 hours of with mentors, and you will be learning with peers how every week that we have online sessions, you will have 1 hour where you have in groups of up to 5, you will have your colleagues discussing how you have seen the content that you have faced and how this content fits the needs of your own company. Okay, so this is this notion of networking with business just like you. And then what it can be, what is quite interesting is that after completing the course, you don't say goodbye to this network of individuals. No, you actually retain access to an expert device through the alumni network that is allowed within the Help to Grow program. Now, I have been explaining as I move along, and I'm trying to give a little bit more of insight how the program works. But what's the nitty gritty details of the program? How does it actually works? So, in total, you can think that this is a program that has 50 hours, and I will go in deeper detail than it's written here in slide where the 50 hours comes from. But this what is very good at this, and you'll see on the further side, we have designed the program in such a way where it can be undertaken alongside the full-time work. So no one will have to quit their jobs. No. The idea is you keep on working, but as you keep on working, particularly because this is targeted to design a growth plan for an organization where you currently work for, it enables you to do both things. These 50 hours will be developed through 12 weeks. And how are these 50 hours designed? So you have 4 sessions that will be face-to-face, and these 4 sessions that will be face-to-face will be designed where you will have 16 hours. Then you have 8 weeks where you have online sessions that it will be only 2 hours, will be another 16 hours. 8 hours of discussion with your peers with groups of 5 where that will represent 8 hours. And then last but not the least, 10 hours of mentoring. Okay, so if you sum up this 16 plus 16 plus 8 plus 10, it will be the 50 hours. I hope it was not too confusing. Then, what is one of the most attractive point is 90% of the course will be funded by HDAM government, which will only ask you to cover a fee of £750. And there will be, as I mentioned earlier on, a combination of online and face-to-face sessions. And these face-to-face sessions will be very, very practical. And it's really, really important that all of you are aware that there will be these case study workshops where each of the workshops will be focusing on a particular topic. And this particular topic will be on these 4 hours face-to-face will be we will delve into deep detail that on specific topics. So for example, the last one is on exactly about how to apply a growth plan. Okay, so we have noticed how it works. Now, how is the general overview about the program? So as I mentioned, we have 12 weeks. We start with the first 2 weeks are always online. So we have strategy and innovation on module 1. Then we'll have at the end of that week. So we have a first week where we'll have an onboarding at the beginning of the week. Then we'll have our class online, and then we'll have a facilitation session. This is called here the peer-to-group calls. Then week 2 we'll move to the digital adoption module. Then on week 3, we'll have the face-to-face. So it's a case study, which is 4 hours, where we'll delve into internationalization and winning new markets. Then on the following week, we'll go back to online teaching, 2 hours of vision, mission, and values. Fifth module would be developing a marketing strategy, 2 hours again online. And then on module 6, again, it's a face-to-face case study where over 4 hours, we'll be discussing building a brand. Module 7, once again, we'll go back online, 2 hours of organizational design. This will be obviously, as all the online weeks, will be supported by a webinar peer call. Modules 8 will come through again as an online module. We'll focus on employment, engagement, and leading change. Again, with a end of week peer group call. And then module 9 will be again a face-to-face case study workshop on high performance workplace. Then the last 3 weeks, we'll start with week 10 on a webinar focusing on efficient operations. Move to another webinar on the following week on finance and financing management. And the last will be a focus on implementing a growth plan, which will be a face-to-face case study. It is really, really important to understand that and we actually at Norwich Business School, the program that I was mentioning earlier on, we actually had this similar peer-to-peer calls with students where we put them together and we discuss a particular topic. And this can be incredibly enriching to all participants, where they can learn serious insights about the other organizations that have faced similar problems and how they have dealt with it. Okay. So at this moment, I hope all of you are very interested on registering to the program, and you're asking yourselves, when can I enroll? Where can I enroll? And when are the key dates? So at this moment, we have 4 cohorts planned. The first cohort will start the onboarding, and so please bear in mind that all the starting dates are the onboarding dates. So the first will be on the first onboarding date would be on the 28th of November 2022, and the end date will be on February the 3rd 2023, and this will be the in-depth session. So the 4 face-to-face case studies will be in the Enterprise Center here at UEA. Then the next cohort will start on the 1st of January and will go until the 31st of March, and will run at Health Innovation all the face-to-face sessions, the 4. All the other 8 will be obviously online. The third cohort will be running from the 6th of February until the 28th of April, and will be on triple EGR Galston. And the last but not the least, the last cohort will be start on the 6th of March and will go until the 25th of May. And we have not yet defined where would it the 4th physical sessions. So at week 3, 6, 9, and 12 will be, but soon to be defined. So with this, I hope that I have provided to all of you an in-depth understanding of what the program is, what is expected from you. Obviously, I believe that the Q&A will potentially provide additional information that you may want to get. But with no further ado, I would like to invite Ms. David Smith, which is our business development manager for the Help to Grow. Please.
Thank you, Tiago. That's fantastic. And good evening, everybody. Hope you're keeping well. As Tiago has said, this is to introduce myself as the Business Development Manager for the exciting new Help to Grow management course. Whilst my role, you'll understand, liaises with Tiago and Olga and other key personnel in the business school, and also quite importantly with our external partners, the main aim of my role, and this is really quite important, the main aim of my role is to provide outward facing support as a mechanism to yourselves, i.e. to SMEs involved in the course, and provide information to those that might be interested and or wish to take up the opportunity, but perhaps need a little bit more clarity on actually what the course entails. Tiago's gone through wonderfully the course components, but our experience of all these things online sometimes is easier when that's in a face-to-face environment. So bear with me a second. Where's that moving? Right, next slide, Liz. So do reach out to me, and this is the important bit, to run, to really iron out any queries that you might have regarding the course and following this evening. I'm here to help, as I hopefully made quite clear, and very much working on the principle that there's no such thing as a silly question. We assume nothing until we get the answer. Taking a steer from the SMEs and businesses that I've met with so far, you might be asking me, what are the sort of things that you might be asking me? You might be asking for clarification around the course syllabus, a little bit more detail around that space, its logistics. And I think as well, what I'm picking up is to understand how you might effectively build this, build the modules into your work schedule, bearing in mind that Tiago's already said that it has been effectively designed to fit in with full-time work commitments. So it's doable, it is flexible. I can also advise and remind you of the course dates that Tiago has shown to us this evening. And when we get the fourth deep dive location, obviously advise as to where that one will be as well. We can also discuss onward points from this space as well. We can look at next steps after Help to Grow. What do I mean by that? Well, the Help to Grow course, as it's delivered by key universities and business schools across the UK, is a proven springboard to other areas within the business school, perhaps a full-time MBA or an executive MBA here at the university. So we can talk about those things as well. How do you get in touch? That's the important thing, isn't it? Always very, very important. Do reach out to me on any of the links that you can see there, and my colleagues will be posting these in the chat. I can see them already. Thank you for that, so that you can get in touch with us after tonight. And of course, we will be following up individually as a result of tonight in the next day or so as well. So next slide. Whilst tonight's focus is clearly and firmly on the Help to Grow scheme, I wanted to flag the additional support and funding available in Norfolk and Suffolk as regards the Pathways Training Fund, as you can see on my screen here. You'll see that this scheme, again, another great opportunity, provides up to 75% of your staff training costs and is covered by a maximum grant of £500 per employee up to a maximum of £3,000 across the employer. So again, please do reach out on the links that you can see here and in the chat to my colleagues in the Productivities team. They'll be happy to walk you through the finer detail. It's worth mentioning, as you can see here as well, that to take note of the accredited and non-accredited courses available under this fund. So we're very near the end of the slides, which you're probably quite happy to hear. So we've now reached the stage in the evening where we're available to answer any questions, which if you have any, we'd be grateful if you can put in the Q&A chat for us to answer. And for this, I'll hand you back to Tiago, I think. Thank you so much. And I look forward to welcoming and working with you on the Help to Grow course. Thank you, Tiago.
Thank you very much, Liz. So I'm welcoming any questions you feel coming from the attendees that you think it would be worthwhile that wasn't clear. If there is any topic you would like me to revise and explain once again, I'm more than happy to do it.
Tiago, I think we have a question in the chat now. There's a question about what range of sectors will benefit most from the program. Is it sector specific or?
The program was never designed to be sector specific. I believe that there will be obviously there will be, we know that some sectors are more cyclical and others are more counter-cyclical, so in the sense that if there is if we have economic contraction, the cyclical sectors will struggle a little bit more and the counter-cyclical will boom. But I strongly believe that, and I mentioned this earlier on, that every time that we see a threat, we should also see an opportunity, and this is an opportunity for a company to actually to develop their human capital, their staff, into understanding a little bit more about the growth potential. And then without these tools, I believe that's companies that in particular sectors that might be counter-cyclical or cyclical might enhance their possibility of actually performing a little bit better. So that's, I think, the program was never designed with the sector in mind, and we know that our performance will be dependent on which sector they are. But I believe that anyone enrolled in the program would enhance their capabilities no matter what the sector where they are.
Thank you. And I think it's fair that we've experience within the business school across a whole range of sectors, and many of the people who are involved in the delivery of the program, as you say, Tiago, have experience of working across sectors as well. And I would hope that because there's such a strong peer learning aspect, that we may find that there are sectoral clusters of people that will come. So I think that would be quite a good reinforcing mechanism. It's often what we find in past programs. We have another question, might need work through a little bit, which is if someone needs to travel during a face-to-face week, how can that be accommodated? I'm assuming this is really if someone needs to travel with work because there are those work demands and it happens to fall during one of our face-to-face week sessions, given we really only have 2 of them. How can we accommodate that within the breadth of the program?
So I believe, thanks, Anthony, for your question. I can see the questions right now. Could you just elaborate to just understand if the issue is if you cannot attend the class, or if you're asking if we as Norwich Business School will provide any help with the accommodation, if that could be helpful. If you could elaborate a little bit more, that would be quite useful.
Okay, so I mean, I live in Norwich, but I travel quite frequently with work. I have to go to the Middle East and other places. So this happens once a month, usually for a week. So if that falls on a face-to-face week, I'm just wondering what can be done.
Oh, okay, Anthony. So thank you so much for your question. To receive a certificate of completion of the course, you need to attend 75% of the course itself. We have 4 face-to-face sessions. So within those 4 face-to-face sessions, if it is one out of 75, one out of 4 is still the 75 if you attend all the other 3. So it wouldn't be a problem in terms of completion of the course, and the content will always be available online after the session. You have all access to all the content that was delivered within class. I hope it helped answer your question, Anthony.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Olga, do you have any question? In case you want to prompt to help our attendees.
I suppose it would be quite nice to know a little bit more about maybe the mix of people that might be delivering the program.
Okay,
or also maybe some of the cases or materials that people have worked with on the program that might be of use.
So I will start with the people. We have, as I mentioned before, we have a set of different colleagues that have taken different roles. So I'll start, for example, with myself. Although I didn't present this in a deep detail, I have worked. I have worked, and I keep on working with angel groups across the UK. So I'm an entrepreneurial finance scholar that have a lot of contacts with venture capitalists and business angel groups. Most of my work is actually involved on decision making, how they make decisions. So to a large extent, hopefully all of you in this call have a clear notion. To get access to external finance, you actually will need to have growth aspirations, and this program to a large extent will enable you to have these growth aspirations, to validate these growth aspirations. So within my own experience of working with the angel community and venture capitalists, I will definitely bring that on board when I'm speaking about growth. We have other colleagues, for example, Dimitris Lucius, which was the former responsible. He was the program director for the Masters of Enterprise and Business Creation, who has a strong ties with incubators and accelerators. He has worked several growth hubs in London. We also have Kevin Williams, which is one of our colleagues, who has been and he's well known within the region by helping in companies and mentoring companies. He also has a book on how to write a business plan. And I could continue expressing the team, but we have a wide range of colleagues that will be delving within to teach the program. And I think, Olga, if I may, it's really important that to highlight this to attendees, that the program has been pre-designed, and by being pre-designed, it's robust enough and has been tested, and it has been pre-designed and tested and delivered in different business schools. So, and as you may see from the Help to Grow feedback, we have several businesses there on the CAPS page. The feedback is fantastic. So the materials are very robust and help to achieve the outcomes needed.
Wonderful.
And I think we have
sorry, I was going to say we have another couple of questions in the chat. On the first one, and again, I think this is a really good question, is how big will the cohorts be?
Okay, each cohort can go up to 25 students and has the minimum of 15.
So I think this is what we've often talked about. It's ideal. It's an ideal group size for actually that deep dive, those deep relationships, which is also why it really helps with the professional networks and sustaining those over such a long time. I should probably say, with programs like this, they're immensely fun. There's a lot of hard work, and you will be working extremely hard because you have a day job. But so coming together in such small groups with your peers is often it's those relationships that are developed that are just absolutely wonderful. So that's a cohort. We have another question.
Yes. Can I just elaborate slightly on that? It's really important as well that although the cohorts are 25 or 15, depending for maximum and minimum, it's important that everyone understands that the facilitation session will be only with 5 participants. So that will enable you to have a much deeper insight of what is being discussed. Okay, so that's just the add-on. So the following question, Olga?
Yes, so we have another question again. Excellent question here is, where in the region are you thinking of hosting the face-to-face sessions where the venue hasn't been decided yet? Do we have, I'm not sure if Liz or one of the team is more aware, because I know we're in discussion with lots of our partners, and the whole idea was that actually we would try and get geographically closer to other areas. Thanks, Liz.
Yeah, no problem at all. And I mean, this is one of the big bonuses of the course, isn't it? That we can spread the joy, as it were, around the region. And we are actually in sort of final stage talks with a couple of venues for the 4th cohort, bearing in mind as well that that's some way ahead. At the beginning of March next year. We have, as you probably saw on the slides, we've got firm confirmations on cohort 1, 2 and 3. So 1 being the Enterprise Centre at the university, 2 being Hethel Engineering Centre over to the, is that the east or the west, but Wyndham in Norwich, and then 3rd, the Eager offices, which are in Galston in Great Yarmouth. So we're very close to the 4th one, and we hope to have that very shortly. Hopefully that's helpful.
And I think, again, it's probably some of the type of information that Liz benefits from, you know, if you're having a follow-up conversation, you know, where do you think there is this need? Where would be helpful for you? Because this is about us trying to serve the community. And so, yeah, we're really interested in your feedback on those issues. We have another question I notice in the chat as well. It says, guessing that the £750 is to be paid by the attendee or their company for the government to fund the 90%. That's correct. So this is a heavily subsidised programme, and it's one of the things that I mentioned at the outset, trying to get access to good quality educational provision that actually is affordable. Is often really difficult in the UK, and I think this is an amazing opportunity because government are going to invest because they know how challenging the context has been for businesses when it was initially set up, but obviously the challenges have gone off the scale in the past 68 weeks. So this is a chance to have that educational input combined with the practice input, combined with building your own professional networks, all at a heavily subsidized price. So we hope that you can see that value, and it's worth the long-term investment and return for you.
Yes, and if I may just in Liz's points about where would the next venues be, we are really keen on going where training is needed. So we have discussed, for example, we know that close to the Norfolk coast there is we have a lot of renewable energy companies that might want to receive this training. We are more than happy to move where the need is there. We actually, it is really important to realize that this program, as Olga mentioned, is a unique opportunity to enhance the capabilities of companies, and this is what our civic duty is as a business school, is to enhance the growth, local growth, and help our partners in the region.
Wonderful. We have another lovely question, and again we might have to follow a little bit, and Liz might have a look at this one as well, but it says, does enrolling in this as a student mean we have access to other UEA and MBS facilities like the library? I could certainly speak from the MBS perspective, and enrolling as a student most definitely gives you access to all of the other events and activities that we have running at MBS. So we run a lot of seminars, exchange networks, and we really welcome people onto the campus for those or wherever we're taking part in them. I'm honestly not certain around the library, but I'm kind of making an assumption it might, because you will have to get access to some systems, but I honestly don't know on that. So we'll have to double check, unless anyone else in the background may be able to come on and answer that one.
It's one of those where we'll come back to you, isn't it? But a very good question nonetheless. Very good question.
And then we have a question, do you know a rough time of day the online and the face-to-face sessions would take place? Day, time or evening, that kind of idea?
Yes, we have organized to be on the first, particularly on the, we got it in the first cohort, to be on Fridays from 4 to 8. Okay, but we also have the possibility of running the same cohorts from 5 to 9. But we thought 4 to 8 will give enough time for everyone to get back to their families and spend some time with their families before the weekend.
And this was for the face-to-face one, Tiago?
Yes.
And then the evenings, the online ones will be evening sessions?
Will be 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Yes.
So I suppose in that sense, there's that, yeah, hopefully that can fit with the different ways in which we work and organizations work as well. But I also think it's a little bit of recognition from your employer or different employers about that using valuable time between those 3 to 6 hours as well. So hopefully that fits in. Any other queries or questions people might have?
I hope this is a sign that we addressed all the important points, Olga.
Yeah, maybe it's a good start, hopefully. It's certainly your questions to give us a really helpful insight into the questions that you have so that we can prepare for those and find out a little bit more, as I say, in the areas that we're not so certain of. So it's really helpful to us. And as Liz has said, she's going to follow up as well. And she's now helpfully put, thank you, the details of how to contact us. Yeah, we really delighted to have any feedback, to have your questions, queries, as I just explore the opportunities and share word of mouth to others that you feel that this might be of interest to. Please feel free to pass on details as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
we have all the
Tiago.
information. No, it's fine, Olga. I was just saying that we have all the information here, but please feel free if you have any questions also to email me. I'm more than happy to schedule a meeting to have a conversation about, well, what's the content of the program in deeper detail if you feel like you want to have more information.
And aligned to that, Tiago, the second link there, the very horrible HTTPS link, if you were to go into there, that would allow you to put in a solid expression of interest. And all that is a very, very simple form that comes magically back to me and allows us to kind of set up a conversation and answer some of those queries. So if you're not quite ready to register, we hope you are following tonight, then please reach out to me via that expression of interest, and we can have an online, or in fact I can come and visit you on your premises, whatever your preference is. Thank you.
So I think we have another question. Sorry, a bit of delay there. So if we'll just have a look at the other questions. So the module flow was helpful. Will there be a timetable of dates to help us check if we can attend the full module?
Okay, so as I was mentioning, we will have each week that where will be an online session. There will be classes on Wednesday, and then the facilitation will be on Friday, and then the face-to-face will be on Wednesday's evening. So there will be that information, and that information is available on the CAPS website. When you go and register, all the information, all the dates are there. Okay, I hope it answers the question.
Brilliant, thank you. Because as you say, all of those kind of details are really important when you're making that final decision, your accessibility and your availability. So thank you. So
and again,
I think,
sorry, Olga. That's really why I'm here as well, to answer the questions that perhaps the small, large questions. So again, please feel to reach out. Thank you.
So I think we'll maybe bring the session to a close. It's been wonderful to be able to host this evening. As we say, we hope we have answered some of your questions, and hope to see some of you actually when the event actually starts. And please do continue to follow up with us. So thank you all. Wonderful.
Thank you all, and thank you, Olga, as well, for hosting the event.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank
Great
you
to
both,
have
Tiago and Olga.
Yeah.
And thank you, audience. Look forward to meeting you.
Yes.